Hello everyone and welcome to the South Gym, where we have the Metamora Redbirds taking on the Palatine Pirates. Pre-game show here. I'm going to highlight Matthew Zobrist. You can see him on camera right there warming up the Bradley commit. He's a 3-star, playing really high-level basketball right now, and they're going to need a good game out of him if they want a fighting chance tonight. He has been the heart and soul of their offense. Then you got a guy like Jonah Funk down low. Apologies that the camera went off, not sure what that's about, but I just wanted to go do an analytic, I just wanted to analyze something going on. So that was all. We wanted more shots of the camera, but it stopped working. So 6 minutes till tip off. Metamora, Palatine coming up. Don't go anywhere. Big action coming your way. It's the winner's bracket here at the 50th annual Jack Top. Trying to buy it off the kid. Did you get it? It turned off. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the South Gym, where we find ourselves in the Sweet 16 matchup. The Metamora Redbirds take on the Palatine Pirates. I'm Christian McQuade. Alongside me is Ryan Bird. Ryan, break this one down. What are we looking at for Palatine? What are we looking at for Metamora?
Palatine really was one of the best teams in the Tosh last year. Obviously, they lost some big names in Connor May and who's the other? I forget who the other player was. But obviously, they're trying to bounce back with some younger guys. Darren Dick still a starter this year, as he was last year, along with Tony Belligan-Yehi and Carter Monroe, all three returning this year. And Casey May, now a starter, the younger brother of Connor May, looking to try to fill his brother's spot as much as he can. Obviously, that's some big shoes to fill, but he's going to do his best as they got their win in week 1. And over on the Metamora side, they also lost some big players in Tyler Mason and Cooper Koch, two of the best players of the Tosh last year. But we saw Jonah Funk last week with over 5 blocks and over 15 points. He was balling. And also Matthew Zobrist, the best shooter on the Metamora team.
In the tournament.
Yeah, maybe in the tournament. And alongside them, they just have a great depth that can give them the spacing, give those guys opportunities to rest when they need to, and come back into the game and give them some buckets. So this should be a great matchup, maybe the best one today.
Absolutely. I think it's the most highly anticipated matchup today just because the big man matchup down low between Belligan-Yehi and Jonah Funk. I think Jonah Funk is the best center in this tournament. Yesterday, 23 points, 6 blocks, 8 rebounds.
Yeah, that's a monster game to start the tournament.
He had around 6 dunks, too. So
yeah, we saw one of those poster.
Can't fake the Funk on the nasty dunk.
It's a line. It's a bar, unfortunately.
Metamora's got their cheerleaders here today, all the way from Peoria. It's a 3-hour drive.
Yeah. So they're doing their little routine on the court. There's a camera on it, though.
Justin Anderson and Peter Estefan on the cameras, of course.
They're probably two of our best camera operators.
I'd say so. And
Justin Anderson has done a phenomenal job so far in the Tosh. Really glad he's with us at York Sports Network.
Another guy I'd like to highlight on Metamora's number 11, Colton Ramage. Last year didn't get much time, but this year, yesterday, 15 points. Shot a very high percentage in the field. This guy is filling the holes of some of the scores from last year that Zobrist had relied on, but Jonah Funk transferring in, the South Dakota commit, has been huge for them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Jonah Funk has been a huge piece for the Metamora team. Trying to repeat this year after their win of the Jack Tosh last year. See what we can do.
Jonah Funk to tip this one off. Tony Belligan-Yehi, the best big man matchup in this tournament. But Belligan-Yehi's not even tipping it off.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're going to go for more athleticism.
This guy ain't winning the tip on Funk, dude.
Yeah, I mean, standing 6'10" with some hops. I mean, no one's really going to beat him on the tip.
Not even close. Matthew Zobrist and company. Here we go. Metamora, Palatine.
Wonder what they're going to do with Zobrist this week, today, because, I mean, he was not able to do a great job shooting last game.
Thank you, Ryan Bird, for the pregame interview. TJ Sulkaitis will hop on the mic with me. Former YSN alum will hop on. TJ Sulkaitis, how you doing tonight?
I'm great, Christian. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank goodness Ryan Bird was there to cover you for the pregame show as Brady Jones, the 6'5 freshman, scores the first bucket for Metamora. TJ, we pretty much previewed this whole lineup. Belligan-Yehi versus Jonah Funk as Belligan-Yehi knocks down the 3, the best big man matchup in the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game here for Metamora. If Belligan-Yehi is hitting from deep early and often. He's such a force down low, both offensively and defensively. And when you can get him going from the arc, it just makes this offense so much more dynamic.
Greaves, a 3, no good. Darren Dick there for the rebound. Here comes Monroe in transition. The most highly anticipated matchup in this whole tournament up to this point. Two teams that are playing great basketball right now as May gets this one to go, filling in the shoes of his older brother, Connor May, the star from last year.
And yeah, both teams coming into this tournament, they knew that they were going to come in and have a chip on their shoulder. Both teams very dominant last season, losing a couple key senior players, and a couple of these other guys that are younger are really stepping up nicely for both teams.
And one! The hop step and the finish with his offhand. The Bradley commit. He can do it all, TJ, and you see it there. And you actually mentioned two amazing teams. These were two of the final four teams last year. So,
yeah, they come in losing, like I mentioned, a lot of that senior depth that they originally had, but these young guys for both teams have really stepped up in a big way this season and in this tournament so far. This is definitely going to be a good matchup here.
Yeah, 5 apiece here, already pretty high scoring in a minute and 30 seconds. Carter Monroe to bring it up. They get it down low to Bellingham Yehi. He's already knocked down 1-3. We know he's got that range. He's going to Northwestern for football. He's committed. Gets it back. Jonah Funk on him, the big man. May swerving around the defense. Now driving, kicking. Bellingham Yehi going up, off the mark. May is there for the finish.
Bellingham Yehi just a little bit too strong on that one, but Casey May in the perfect spot. He almost knew that Bellingham Yehi was going to miss it right in that perfect position to make the rebound and get the points in for his team.
Nice pass from Rummage as Jonah Funk gets up there. The big fella.
Jonah Funk showed off his hops yesterday, and he's doing it again earlier today. He really shows off that verticality when he jumps, and that's why the Bellingham Yehi versus Funk matchup is going to be so insane in this tournament.
Bellingham Yehi gets the contact, almost the M1, and that's a foul on Jonah Funk. He'll go to the charity stripe for 2.
That's one thing that you're going to have to watch out for is the foul trouble between those two big men, because both of them are very dominant on the offensive side. So you're going to have to see a lot more physicality brought between those two defensively to try and stop the other from scoring.
Bellingham Yehi led his team. They were down 11 with a minute left against DGS. They were able to pull off the comeback. Bellingham Yehi was the main reason why. He can shoot it, he can go to the rim, he can shoot free throws, he can do it all, TJ. This is a guy that you were so high on last year. I remember we had some conversations about him.
Yes, of course. He's definitely a guy that just even last year, he was such a big part of it. Last year more so as a role player behind guys like Tommy Elter and Connor May, who really led the way offensively. Tony Bellingham, he really just dominated on the glass and defensively last year, but he's taken that leap that they needed him to, losing those guys offensively for this team.
Absolutely, as Greaves drives to the cup, lays it up and in. Ashton Greaves, the grandson of former head coach of the Metamora Redbirds, Danny Greaves, who's in the house tonight. He's 2 rings as a Redbirds coach. Carter Monroe over to May, over to Darren Dick, the 3-point specialist, the left-handed assassin. It's Monroe, dips it off. Bellingham Yehi, the jelly finish.
Such careful touch there at the basket from the big man. You think of him more as a power guy, but he shows you that he's got that soft touch around the rim, uses it great English off the glass, and gets it to fall.
Absolutely. Here's Zobrist in the corner. That's going to be a little too strong. Driving, lays it up and in. That's going to be number 24, Abraham Williams. Abram Williams. Thank you, TJ, for correcting me. Zobrist kicking it. Greaves driving, floating. Zobrist, extra pass, Ramage. Got it. Colton Ramage, one of the guys stepping in to fill the holes this year. 17 last night, and he can play ball, TJ.
Yeah, he's got a wicked 3-point jumper like we saw just there. But what makes him so dangerous is that he's not just good off the catch, he's really good off the dribble as well from behind the arc.
Last night, he's got to the rim quite a bit, too, with some and ones. This kid can do it all. He doesn't sit out much. He's really been filling that hole for Tyler Mason last year, not only as a point guard, but as a scorer. Bellingham Yehi's going to try another. No good. And Ramage, of course, is there for the rebound. So 13-12. Zobrist and the Redbirds off to a much better start than they were yesterday against Wheaton North. Brady Jones kicks it. That's a turnover from the young freshman. Carter Monroe to bring it down. May gets down, lays it up and in over Jonah Funk. Nice
Beautiful
touch off the
finish.
glass. Greaves over to Zobrist. Over to Ramage. Ramage pump fakes, kicks it. Brady Jones. To Zobrist, over to Greaves. Tipped out of bounds by Bellingham Yehi.
Something that makes this matchup so interesting is that these teams are both so battle-tested. Just in this tournament alone, both teams survived a one-score affair. Metamora having to go to overtime to take down Wheaton North. And like you mentioned earlier, this Palatine team storming back down 11 to somehow regain the lead and take down Downers Grove South.
There's a lob by Bourne. He can't get it to go, and Greaves, just the pass is a little off the mark. 15-12, Palatine leads. Darren Dick for the May. Bellingham Yehi spinning and finishing through contact. Come on, big fella.
Tony Bellingham Yehi, 9 points already in the first quarter, and we still got 2 minutes left to go. He's really put this offense on his back.
Greaves working on his man over to Zobrist. Greaves dumps it off low. Ramage draws the contact, and that's going to be a no call. Not sure about that one. Coach James calling for an intentional.
Lots of physicality down in the paint, but that's what we expected coming into this game. We've been talking about it all the entire first quarter. Two dominant big men who are going to go at it physically the entire game, and it looks like the refs are just going to let them play it out.
They're going to pull Bowling and Yehi, and now at the mismatch, look for them to go to Jonah Funk here. They left Zobrist open. He floats it with his offhand, no good. Rebound corralled by the Pirates. Monroe hands it off. Abram Williams, pull up Jay, off the mark. Greaves with the rebound. Greaves gets it across the timeline, in trouble. He has to find Funk. Funk over to Zobrist, steps into one confidently and drains it. The Bradley commit from way downtown.
Huge three-pointer there from Zobrist for Metamora. He's got 6, brings this game back within 1 score.
Monroe, floater off the mark, and look at Greaves get up and corral that rebound. Greaves had a nice 360 dunk yesterday. He doesn't look like the tallest guy in the gym, but boy is he athletic.
I say Greaves only at 6'2", but man does that guy have hops. He gets up there with the best of them.
As Metamora will try another, that was Zobrist. He missed it, and this is gonna go off of the Redbirds and back to the Pirates. So TJ, as these games start to get better in the winners bracket, you see gyms like the South Gym and the main gym start to fill up, and take a look around. This is pretty much a packed house tonight.
I was about to say, between this game and the last one between St. Francis and Rolling Meadows, you can really tell that once you get into those later days after you get a couple wins under your belt in the Jack Tosh, people start to watch. They want to see what you can do because this is such a competitive tournament, and if you can dominate here, you can dominate later down the season when it comes to the playoffs.
Exactly. Very well said. Palatine gets another layup. They are now up by 4 as Walker will check in. 8 seconds on the clock. They got to get a shot off. Who will they go to? Walker over to Brady Jones, the freshman, for 3 at the horn. He got it. He beats the buzzer, and Brady Jones and the Redbirds come back, find themselves down 1 to end the quarter.
Huge three-pointer there from Brady Jones, and it seems like every time Palatine starts to get a little bit of separation, Metamora finds a way to respond. We see 2 huge three-pointers there to end the quarter, and we're back within 1 point, 19-18 here at the end of the first quarter, and this matchup has been everything that we expected coming into this.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside for a quick 45. Don't go anywhere. More action coming your way. Welcome back from the short break. 19-18 is your score here in the South Gym. The Sweet 16 matchup, and this has been the game of the day so far. It's not jinx it though.
No, definitely don't want to jinx something that has been so fun to watch so far through one quarter of play.
Here's May. He's going to try another three and got it. That's Brady May this time, the 6'5" sophomore.
Man, these Mays can shoot from the outside, man. These two currently on the team, and older brother Connor, all three of them just so good from behind the arc. And we see it here once again, giving them now a 4-point lead.
Zobrist over to Greaves. Back to Zobrist. To Walker. Zobrist steps into a triple. Launches in off the mark. Here comes Darren Dick down the floor. Over to May. Here comes Abram Williams off the screen. They're looking for Bellingham Yehi. They've been attacking Funk all night. It's been working. Will they continue? Oleopoulos launches. Dick, the floater, off the mark, and Funk corrals the rebound. Greaves is going to walk it up the court. And TJ, although Bellingham Yehi has Funk beat in the weight category when it comes to size and muscle, you look at Funk, he's got to be a little faster than the big fella.
Oh, definitely, and that's no discredit to Bellingham Yehi's footwork. He has absolutely amazing footwork, very, very smooth. But Funk has got that speed advantage and the height advantage. He's got just a longer wingspan in general. You can see it when Funk's hands go up. He's still got him covered pretty well.
Right as we say that, Bellingham Yehi scores another, but you got to think that's where Metamora's going to attack. They're going to attack the footwork. They're going to attack the speed.
That's all they can do when Bellingham Yehi is playing so well right now. 11 points for him already in this first half.
And here they go. They attack him, but Funk turns it over. However, it's going to go off May's foot out of bounds. And another May will check in, Casey May. He will pull Abram Williams out of the game. Palatine scored 37 points to beat DGS yesterday. They are already up 13 less already. They have a good chance at surpassing that pretty quickly.
And yeah, DGS's defense, that's what they're known for. They're very smooth on the defensive side of the ball, and they struggle, but that doesn't mean that they can't score when they need to.
Ashton Greaves knocks it down, looking for the foul, but what a pass. The vision of Matthew Zobrist never goes away, continues to haunt defenses.
Zobrist is so good at not just shooting the ball. That's what he did last year, but he's shown that he can be a facilitator so far in this tournament for this Metamora Redbirds team.
Speaking of facilitating, the game-winning shot for Koch was a fake for Zobrist. It was a fake shot. He dumped it off just like he did there, but Bellingham Yehi is absolutely taking over this ball game. Cameron Krutwig vibes. Are you kidding me?
They got to do something to stop that man down low. Funk is just not doing it right now. Yes, he's getting a hand in the face, but it's not phasing Bellingham Yehi at all.
Ashton Greaves calls his own number again. And Coach Eric Millstone is going to spend a timeout here. Back and forth.
One team just going inside and pounding it down low, and that's Palatine. And then you got Metamora on the other side, who can't miss from outside the arc right now. They're starting to chip away point by point with that 2 and 3 mark, but wow, Metamora is shooting lights out from behind the arc.
It's old school versus new school basketball. The 3-point ball versus the old school inside basketball, and whichever team executes their game plan best will come out with this win, TJ. I guarantee it.
Yeah, and right now it's tough to tell who that team is going to be. I mean, you got 2 veteran teams in this tournament, and obviously Metamora was just a first-year newcomer last year, but when you go all the way in the tournament, it's about how tough those games you are to really show on how physical you can be when it matters the most.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Darren Dick and company to bring the ball down as Millstone spends a timeout. We'll see if he has anything drawn up here coming out of it. Looks like they're just running a set. I'm not sure there was really a design play out of here. They got the mismatch. Brady Jones on Bellingham Yehi. That's a senior versus a freshman. They may have tacked that, but the freshman with the block. Brady Jones has been very impressive early. And here he goes. He's going to attack the young freshman, and he's going to finish.
Holy moly, 15 points now, and still 4:30 left to play in the second quarter. He is on incredible pace for this team, and he's doing all the workload he possibly can.
Ramage over to Zobrist. Zobrist drives baseline, turning around. Back to Walker. Greaves, that's another deep triple. Off the mark. Maybe a little bit of a heat check there, TJ.
100%. He knocked 2 big ones down just before the timeout. Why not come out of it and try to keep that going?
Bellingham leaves this one short. Here comes Ramage in transition. 4-point game. Zobrist driving, gets fouled. So this is going to stay at the end with the Redbirds. Casey May, one of the Mays, comes out, or he gets fouled, excuse me, and Bellingham will check out. Ramage, pump fakes, kicking, Zobrist, pump fakes. And he's gonna distribute it over to Greaves, over to Ramage, back to Zobrist, he's got the look, he's gonna pass it up for a better look for Greaves, and he is going to miss as well. Back out to Zobrist, his triple is off the mark. Rebounded, missed, but he got fouled first. Colton Ramage will head to the line for 2.
And he had 2 good shot attempts there from behind the arc. The 2 guys who wanted the ball in their hands when they're shooting from out there. Both of them just happen to be a little bit short, but Metamora doing a great job on the offensive glass, giving themselves multiple opportunities on this possession, and ultimately is going to lead with some free throws for this team. You can already see the impact that it has on Palatine when Bellingham is sitting on the bench.
So Jack Hessing at the line for 2, misses the first. And checking in for the Pirates, number 2, Justin Ray, the 5'11", 150-pound senior guard. He will pull Casey May. So Hessing at the line here, misses the first, and see if he can knock this lead back to a 1-possession game. And he will. They're coming down with no press. They're going to pull it back. Jonah Funk is in against no Bellingham Yankee, so we'll see what the Pirates do when they don't have him in. What if they will change their look, or if they will stay with the paint-dominant offense. Darren Dick. Stolen by Ramage. GJ, check out the look on Justin Ray. Look at those shoes, sparkling with glitter.
Yeah, they're definitely something. Bright gold.
Not sure they match the uni, but hey.
Man, they're sick though. I won't lie.
Ray. Shot clock running down. Monroe, they're going to have to heave. But an offensive foul on. I didn't catch it who it was on, but they're going to give it back to the Redbirds. On Ray. Coach Day making an audible. He sees something he likes. He's going to attack it. Possibly a shot for Zobrist. They had Zobrist wide open. I think that was the play. Instead, Hessing is going to turn it over, but his teammate, Walker, may have saved it. We'll see. No. It's going to stay and go back to the Pirates.
Yeah, and it looked like that play was designed for Zobrist. He was wide open in the corner, and they did not feed it to him. They ended up going down low instead, but if you saw right after that pass, if he was able to hold on to it, he had Zobrist wide open once again, and he was more open the second time than he was the first.
Ray over to Abram. Abram Williams working on Zobrist. Kicks it out. 3 ball. It's going to be way short, and that will belong back to the Redbirds. And Bellingham Yankee will check right back in. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I like what Coach Millstone's doing. He's subbing him in and out, making sure he's getting the rest that he needs because he's been their offense so far. And when he's been out of the game, they've really looked like they've struggled. They got to find somebody else who can do something for them if Belgagnehi needs to come out for a breather. Because if he stays in the whole game, come that end of that fourth quarter when they're going to need him the most, he's going to be dead tired.
Good point, TJ. Zobrist got it up top over to Brady Jones, and it's been a minute since they've had a field goal. Their last point was like Greaves 3. It's been free throws since then. Ramage is going to get caught for a travel here. Palatine, nice fan base coming out tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not an easy drive for their fans, but they sure do make it look easy with how packed they make their student section.
Talk about not an easy drive. Metamora is 3 hours away. And you know, yesterday came out a little flat-footed against Wheaton North as Dick launches a 3. It's going to be off the mark, but he came out a little flat-footed, and part of the reason why I talked to Coach Dave, he said that his boys, not going to blame it on the ride fully, but, you know, a 3-hour car drive and then playing a basketball game, that can wear any team down.
Yeah, and the fact that they were still able to squeak out a win over a good Wheaton North team despite all that really shows how tough Metamora is.
Ramage, that's a deep triple off the mark. Belgagnehi with the rebound as we get inside the minute mark, come within 10 seconds. Darren Dick bringing it down. Floating off the mark. Ramage is there, looking to push a transition. They want numbers. They're going to try to go 2 for 1, but now slowing it down. Jones dumps it down low to Jonah Funk. He's just going to miss. Seemed a little startled down there as Abram Williams lays it up but blocked. Brady Jones said, no suit for you.
That's now the second time we've seen Jones get up there with the rest of them. Going up and swatting that one out of bounds, giving a chance for this defense to reset because they were completely out of position. Huge play there for Metamora.
May over to Williams. Over to Darren Dick. Darren Dick driving, floating, connecting, plus the foul. He's not only a three-point shooter, he can get to the rim too, TJ.
I was about to say, last year we saw Dick primarily stay on the outside part of the three-point line, but today we've seen him a couple times. He hasn't been able to convert so far on those tough floaters, but you can see he likes going to it, something he's been working on. And that time there, we see him go inside, goes through the contact, gets it to go, and now he has a chance to make this a 6-point game with 30 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, it's so fun watching these guys come back and play like Belgagnehi, Dick, and see how their games have evolved since last year. Like Matthew Zobrist, we talked about how he's such a good passer last year and how he could shoot, but how he's changed into that less of a role player and came out into his own. And now Ashton Greaves has gotten bouncier and like more athletic. So every year the Tosh is so fun to come back and see guys like Darren Dick and company come back and evolve their game and see how they've changed since last year. And Zobrist isn't able to save that one. It's going to go out of bounds and belong to Palatine.
This can get dangerous here if Palatine's able to get a shot to go before the half. They can potentially make this a 9-point ball game where I don't know if that score necessarily shows on how close it's been because it's been back and forth the entire way. But this is a chance for Palatine to really get that lead that they need so that they can give themselves a little wiggle room if Metamora starts getting hot from behind the arc once again.
And here's the foul. You got a few fouls to give, though, so it's not going to hurt them. Zach Bourne will come in and check out and pull Ramage. Probably a defensive substitution made there. And find Dick. 8 seconds remain on the shot clock, or on the game clock, excuse me. 5 seconds and another foul to give. This is smart basketball by Metamora.
Yeah, they want to give them the least amount of time possible to run a set play out of the inbounds pass. Because the more time you give them, the better shot they're going to get. They're trying to speed them up as much as possible, cause a bad shot here before the half.
Monroe, his three. He gets fouled. Wow. I'm sure I think he went over and back before, but no call there. Led to the 3-point foul. And, you know, TJ, you said a 9-point lead. And Carter Monroe, the shooter, will go to the line and could very much give them that 9-point lead you just talked about.
Yeah, Monroe, a very quiet game yesterday, not much scoring for him, but, you know, he's not really known as that scorer. That's where Belgagnehi and Dick and Casey May kind of come into play, but
he really does. He's the primary ball handler when they need him to be, and that's where he was last year as well. He does a great job setting up the offense and finding his teammates open. He's more of that facilitator role.
So he knocks down the first two. One more coming here. And you're a big role player like last year, you said. Help them get to that Final Four round. So he will knock down all three. 9-point lead. See if they even heave it. Zobrist at the buzzer. Ooh, actually looked pretty good from here, but 34-25 is your score. Palatine's got a nice lead. Metamora's got to go to the locker room and talk things over, but Palatine's feeling good. We're going to step aside for halftime. Thank you for all who have tuned in so far. Only way to find out what happens if you keep watching. You're watching York Sports Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second half of this ball game where Metamora and Palatine. Nice matchup here as Danny Greaves' old Redbirds, now Justin Dames, are looking to make a run as Ashton Greaves knocks the three down coming out of the half, and that is a way to come out of the locker room. Danny Greaves, nice three. Monroe, Greaves on him, working on his defender. Metamora switched to a 1-2-2 trap. Now not in man-to-man anymore. They lob it, and it's good. Jonah Williams, or Abram Williams, not Jonah Williams.
Yeah, there's a lot of Williams in this tournament. I don't blame you.
Greaves over to Zobrist, over to Brady Jones. Down low to Funk, it's tipped by Bellingham Yehi. Here's the screen. It's to Ramage. Greaves loses it. It's Zobrist. Down low to Funk. He's got a mismatch. And he just misses it off the front rim.
Man, Funk has been quiet today. Only 2 points.
He looks really uncomfortable there.
Yeah, we saw him play really dominantly yesterday. It just has not been the same way.
As Williams is going to get the friendly roll, and just like that, this leads up to double digits. 10-point lead, and Palatine is making trying to make another historical run in this tournament as an underdog.
And Metamora is playing good offense. It's just that the defensive side, they're really struggling at finding a way to stop the Palatine offense.
Greaves kicks it. Ramage. Spin move. Over to Zobrist, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Zobrist has got to create a shot. Or Funk will step into a jumper and right off the brick it in, and sometimes that's all it takes to get going, just to see one go through.
I was about to say, that's the best thing that you could possibly ask for if you're Metamora. You needed Funk to start get going, and he knocks that jumper down from the mid-range. And when you start making those farther shots, it starts to build up your confidence a little bit, and seeing that one going in is huge for that.
Williams fading away and knocking it down. He's starting to get hot.
6 quick points here for Williams out of the break. And man, I was talking about it earlier. It felt like Bellingham Yehi was the only one who could produce any offense for this team, but Williams is stepping up here in the second half.
Zobrist has got it. Driving, spinning. Greaves, that's a triple. He's going to knock it down, Ashton Greaves. That's his second three of this half. He's up to 14 points.
They needed something to break the ice there. They needed to get into a rhythm, and that's exactly what you needed. 2 quick baskets back-to-back from 2 of their better players. They needed to get someone else going besides Zobrist, and that's what they're doing as well. Both teams starting to spread out the offense and use other people other than their stars.
Bellingham Yehi spins, gets fouled.
And you know, if I'm Metamora's head coach here, I think I'm okay with that one. Bellingham Yehi had a dominant first half with 15 points, and yes, he can knock down his free throws, but you'd rather make him earn both of them instead of just giving him a free 2 points in the paint.
Absolutely. And you've seen Metamora come back from situations like this. Yesterday they were down 9 against Wheaton North. They were down around 10 against Fenwick last year in the second round coming out of the locker room. So they have dug themselves out of holes before. The question is, can they get stops and turn that into offense?
And yeah, and 10-point lead doesn't mean much when you got this much time left to play. All it takes is one run. You see it in high school basketball, you see it in college basketball. Time and time again, teams go on hot sprees, and that's when they jump back into the lead when you thought it was all but over.
The second one is good, 33-42. Zobrist and Ramage will break the press. 9-point lead. Zobrist looking for a shot. Back to Greaves. Over to the corner. Ramage, he can shoot it. Air ball. Monroe's got it. Dick. Dick in the corner, calling for it. He's open. Instead, May's going to be blocked. Ramage. And there's Jonah Funk confidence, the block. find Greaves. Over to Zobrist. Down low to Funk. Great ball movement. Zobrist now gets tripped up, and they're going to get a foul. It's the right call.
And Funk, huge block on the other side to start that possession. And we were mentioning in the first half, it didn't seem like he was really contributing much on that side of the ball like he normally does. That length and that wingspan is what sets him apart defensively. But not much in the first half, but we see that block there. And we're talking about his confidence on the offensive side. That's definitely got to boost his confidence on the defensive side.
Zobrist to the corner. Brady Jones will try a three. He got it! And then there's going to be a foul on Palatine, so they'll get the ball back.
Huge swing of momentum there.
It's like an
Metamora.
It's like an and one if they score here.
They bring it back to within 6, and they get the basketball back, possibly a 6-point possession.
Watch this. They may draw up a play for Funk here with Bellingham Yehi on someone else. We'll see.
He looks ready for it. Oh,
They fake it. That was definitely the play. And Ramage loses it, but I'm not sure he touched it. And he didn't.
He did not.
They're going to let him play, so it worked out. We'll see if they can take advantage of this possession. He's coming downhill, lays it up, and in. Colton Ramage cuts the lead down to 4. And just like that, Metamora is back in this one.
It's a game about runs, and Metamora is on one heck of a run right now.
Williams, he's been on fire this quarter. Here's Bellingham Yehi. He'll shoot another 3, and it's off the mark. Fouls his shot, makes a dad proud. Now kicks it out. 3 ball. May got it! These Mays can shoot, man.
Unbelievable. Doesn't seem like either team can mess up a possession right now. It's just like that first quarter where you're going back and forth, bucket for bucket, and we're doing the same thing here in the third.
And Greaves will test his range and knock one down. Ashton Greaves, how do you do? 17 for him.
Bellingham Yehi, Greaves, 2 guys putting up points in a hurry here in this game. 17 apiece, 4-point ball game as Metamora continues the battle back here offensively.
Stolen, Greaves in transition. The veteran point guard, stopping, popping, drawing the foul, Ashton Greaves.
That's a great play there from Greaves. He sees Dick get in position to get that charge taken, but he slows his body down, showing how great of a body control he has. And slowing with 1 step, goes up with it, still draws a foul as Dick is out of position.
He knocks the first down, and TJ, you see teams from last year are starting to take over the Jack Tosh tournament with Palatine and Metamora, 2 returns to the Final Four, and then Bolingbrook also rolling. You're starting to see the same Blue Bloods making runs. So the winner of this game will be considered to the Elite 8, and that's another run technically. So win or go home for any of these teams. Last year's Blue Bloods dominating.
And yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for this Palatine and Metamora team that they have to play each other so early in this tournament, because if they didn't have to play each other in this Sweet 16 matchup, there's definitely a possibility we could have seen both of these guys meet up in that Final Four once again this year.
As Bellingham Yehi hits the deck, and they get a foul first on Zobrist, and that's going to be his first. Zobrist only has 6 points.
Yeah,
Shocking.
Zobrist just hasn't shot that much, not much volume to him. They've really tried to go into Ashton Greaves, who's really done a good job here today. Like we mentioned, 17 points. He's been really hot from behind the arc, and I think they've just been riding the hot hand. He's been shooting well from behind the 3-point line, and normally that's where Zobrist excels at. So they've just been using whoever's been making the most shots so far in this game.
And yeah, TJ, he actually had 8 points to the last quarter yesterday, was able to drop 9 in between the span of the last quarter and the 2 overtimes. So he finished with 17. He's a late game heroics player. Look for them to go to him later in this game as it goes on and gets closer and closer. Here's the inbounds. They got Dick wide open. They find him. He's now trapped by Walker. Looking for his offhand. He's going to throw it, make a play. Back over to May. Monroe is there for the find. They got the whole shot clock, so no need to rush, but he turns it over. And Zobrist is now going to take it down the court. 2 straight forced turnovers for Metamora. They're kind of rolling right now.
I don't know what was said at halftime, but this interior defense of Metamora has looked terrific to start. Bellingham Yehi only 2 points coming from the free throw line in this half. I don't know what was said, but it's definitely working.
They look to go smaller with pulling Funk out of the game. As Brady Jones makes a nice cut and an even better find from Jack Hessing, the freshman with a bright future for the Redbirds. Jake Walker getting excited, the younger brother of Nick Walker, if you remember from last year. This is going to force a turnover. The momentum shift has been crazy. What a game this has been, TJ.
Yeah, Metamora coming out of halftime, firing on all cylinders. Great timeout here from Coach Millstone. Got to settle your guys down. You still have the lead, and with a run like this and still being able to have that lead, that's huge for this team. Still a minute 35 left to go in the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter. Plenty of time here for Coach Millstone and his guys to kind of regroup here during this timeout.
Absolutely, TJ. Couldn't have said it any better myself. And with that, 44-45, Redbirds on a run. Don't go anywhere. 15-second timeout. We're back from the short break. 27 seconds remain on the shot clock. Another thriller brewing in the air for Metamora and overall in this tournament. What a tournament. The field has been loaded. Lots of upsets. Could we see another? Stay tuned to find out. Williams over to May. Walker bites on the steal. Williams rises. No good. And Hessing is there to corral the rebound, and Greaves will slow it down. Ashton Greaves having a nice dominant performance after a not so great one last night, really making up for it. As here's Zobrist. Over to Walker. Hessing. Greaves thought about the deep three. Sent swing pass. Zobrist in the isolation. Zobrist dumps it off, but it's turned over. Bellingham Yehi has it. Here's Dick. Over to May. Wants a three, no. Pump fakes. Spinning and laying it in. May. Nice shot.
May using that physicality. You can see that his build has definitely improved from last year, and he's using that to his advantage right there. Getting on in the inside, lowering the shoulder, and putting out for two.
Zobrist finds Hessing. Hessing looking for someone. He gets it back to Zobrist. Over to Greaves. Greaves gets hit, but Hessing goes up for under the hoop, and they're going to call it out of bounds on Metamora.
Yeah, I think that was just a awareness kind of thing on that one, and trying to go for a reverse layup and threw it up a little bit too early up off the bottom of the back, or off the bottom of the rim rather. Last touch by Metamora trying to save it. Palatine catches a little bit of a break here, and they got a chance here with 10 seconds.
May, Hessing on him. May fouls him, or Hessing fouls him. That's probably a smart play. Fouls to give.
Yeah, both these teams playing that foul game as the quarter kind of dwindles down, because they changed the rules, so now it's 5 fouls and double bonus per quarter, and it resets every quarter.
Williams has it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, no awareness shown. They heave it. Nothing there, and Metamora, that foul really helped right there. Kind of threw them off.
Yeah, Williams forgot how much time was on the clock there very clearly. Got it over to Casey May, and May just could not get a good shot off in time. But just a three-point game. Metamora comes storming back from down 9. One possession. They're looking good here, especially from behind the three-point line, and they're getting more people involved offensively.
Absolutely, TJ. We're going to step aside. 45-second break. Don't go anywhere. York Sports Network here. And we are back for some fourth quarter action here in the South Gym. This place packed to the brim, not one open seat here. This place wants to see some good basketball. Come down to the Jack Tosh if you want that. They're getting it.
Yeah, it was packed earlier in this game in the first half, but with how close it is now in the fourth quarter, other games are starting to end, and more fans are hearing how close it is, and they're joining in with any seat they can find. Some people have to stand over behind us just to be able to watch this one.
Bellingham Yehi over to May. Stolen! Greaves! Driving, coast to coast, lays it up. He misses it. He smokes the layup. Greaves. What a save by May.
May somehow saves it, and Dick with the awareness to get inbounds before grabbing it. What a play there.
Very uncharacteristic miss from Greaves. He's been that veteran all year. As Bellingham and the Pirates look to score. Running their half-court set. Dick, Greaves on him. Over to May. 9 seconds left of the shot clock. Bellingham gets the separation, lays it up and in.
Huge shot there from Tony. First field goal rather of the second half. Only had 2 free throws in the third quarter. They're gonna need him to turn it up here down the stretch.
You guys are wondering where Jonah Funk is. He's still on the bench. As Metamora continues to use that small lineup as Walker throws it up. No good. Metamora starting to go cold here, TJ. They need to stop. Bellingham down low. And he gets it to fall. Tony Bellingham on fire.
Timeout called. And a timeout needed there. That's back-to-back possessions, leaving Bellingham basically wide open. Zobrist tried fronting him, but left too much separation down the back, and there was no one there to help him.
Absolutely, TJ. With that, we're going to step aside for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network. (44-51). Metamora needs an answer. My guess is they go to Funk or Zobrist. Fourth quarter heroics will be on display here. Win or lose, they are going to their guys. I can guarantee that, TJ. Ramage over to Greaves. His three-pointer is off the mark. Funk is there for the board. He corrals it. In trouble. Finds Greaves. Down low. Ramage lays it up and off the mark. Another miss. No rebound. That was an easy lay. Couldn't go.
They had their opportunities. Funk bringing that height back into the game, showing on the offensive boards, but just couldn't capitalize on the second chance opportunity.
May's got some space. They left him open, and he missed it. Ramage is there for the board. No foul call. Ball is everywhere. Monroe ripped through. That resets the shot clock. Nice move. Delay. No good. Bellingham the foul. No good. Third chance effort's good. Bellingham on fire.
They gotta get someone down there to box him out. I know you don't have a guy that sizes up with him very well weight-wise, but you gotta have Funk just front him and hopefully that use that height that he has over him to be able to grab those rebounds.
And there's Matthew Zobrist. He gets it to fall. Much needed bucket. Metamora needs a stop. They find Bellingham down low on the cut. Foul's on the ground.
A travel.
A travel.
Travel before the foul. What a break there for your Metamora. What could have been a three-point play switches up, and now it's a turnover for you in your favor.
Metamora just continues to get beat in the paint. We'll see if they can take advantage of this opportunity. Over to Greaves. Greaves gets fouled by Monroe. Williams will check in for Palatine. He's going to pull. Bellingham will check out. Interesting move. They elect to go small in crunch time. I'm sure they'll get him in there for the last few, but big opportunity. Bellingham on the bench. What will Metamora go to? They go to Zobrist. Down low. Zobrist driving, floating, no good. Zobrist, the fourth quarter heroics are on display as he looks to get 4 points at the charity stripe.
Yeah, that could have been a huge turnaround from what could have been an and one on one side to an and one for you. That would have made it a 2-score game, just 4 points. Zobrist, an opportunity to make it a 5-point game, though.
Zobrist was knocked down the first, and Bellingham Yankee, they elect to take him out and put him on the bench. So they're probably going to get in there for the last 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, both him and Darren Dick on the bench right now. They're going to need him for that last-second push if Metamora can climb their way back into it. And with those two on the bench, I feel like it's pretty likely that they could.
5-point game. They need stops. Williams has it. Over to Monroe. Monroe over to May. May drives, spinning, laying. No good. No rebound there, though. They can't get it. They say it hit the rim, so they're going to reset the shot clock. That offensive rebound's going to give them time to burn more clock. Precious time that the Redbirds may need later. As May's got it. They find Monroe. Monroe dumping it off, but Greaves is there for the pickoff. Williams has it. Williams spinning, firing, and no good. Greaves is there for another board, and Ashton Greaves stepping up when his team needs it the most. They get a board. This guy is keeping him in the game, TJ.
This Greaves kid, he plays with so much heart. You see him out-jumping everyone who's taller than him. Just because he's 6'2" doesn't mean he can't play with amongst the trees.
Zobrist looking for his shot. It's a step-back three. Matthew Zobrist knocks it down. Are you kidding me?
2-point game, Zobrist. Christian even mentioned it all game. They needed to step up in the fourth quarter, and there he is with a huge three-pointer to bring it back within 2.
Monroe looking for somebody. Finds Williams. And Coach Millstone's going to spend a timeout. It's the best he can do.
Yeah, they came back with their 2 top guys on the bench, both Dick and Belgian Yahi. 3:21 left to go. You got to imagine those two are going right back in the game here. They need them in the game, especially on the boards, because without Belgian Yahi out there, Greaves is out jumping everybody.
TJ, during the timeout, I mentioned Matthew Zobrist's fourth quarter heroics. He started this quarter with 6. What's he at now?
13.
7 points in 6 minutes, or excuse me, 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
He did the same thing yesterday. He was struggling from the field early on in the first 3 quarters, but when they needed him in the fourth quarter and in overtime, he stepped up, scoring a big 9 points, ending with 17, leading his team to that victory over Wheaton North.
And they're doing all this with their big man, their well-trusted big man, Jonah Funk.
Well, Jonah Funk is in a funk.
He is in a funk, but
he hasn't played too much in the second half because of just how poorly he shot the basketball. He's had good looks, even right at the paint, but Belgian Yahi's been giving him trouble all game long, and somehow, some way, they've honestly been playing better defensively when he's on the bench, because instead of just having to rely on just him, they're getting help from more people closing in on him, which I don't know why they weren't doing it when Funk was in the game, because if you have Funk and add one more on top of it, that's nearly impossible for Belgian Yahi to get past 2 guys with the height of Funk.
Absolutely. 3 minutes left to play. Carter Monroe brings it up for the Pirates. The veteran guards, Greaves and Monroe, are battling it out. Zobrist on Bellingham Yahi. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to heave here if they don't get a better look than this. Monroe, swing pass, May, corner 3, off the mark. Great box out by Zobrist on Bellingham Yahi. And here they come. Metamora trying to complete the comeback.
They've needed that boxing out all game long, and Zobrist, none other than him, of course, stepping up in a big way in the fourth.
And here he goes, going to work, lays it up, somehow open in. Matthew Zobrist cooking in the kitchen, spinning, finishing, connecting. Come on, Zobrist.
3-ball box out on the big man, and then a floater to tie the game. This kid can play when it matters the most.
Bellingham Yahi drives baseline, blocked by Zobrist. The Matthew Zobrist fourth quarter heroics are coming to town. Greaves finds Zobrist. Calling an ISO, his own number, got it! Matthew Zobrist connects for 3. This is why he's in.
My
Come on.
goodness. Matthew Zobrist. Are you kidding me?
Straight
From way
chills.
downtown. He knew that was in before that even reached halfway to the rim.
Absolute poise. Bellingham Yahi in trouble. It's Dylan, but a travel first. It's going that way. And Metamora completes the comeback with the lead. With the lead right now.
With the lead. It's not over till it's
No
over.
way.
But they bring back in Darren Dick now. And in all honesty, I think that travel call helps out Palatine because it slows the game down from that fast-paced running back and forth because Belgian was about to turn the ball over.
We'll see about that. Zobrist is wide open. Instead, they go to the lob. Brady Jones, the freshman, gets it to go. Absolute poise out of the freshman. Spinning, turning, and finishing. 58-53, a minute 25 left.
Somehow rolling it in, the freshman stepping up big. First time in the Tosh, and he's making his presence felt here in this second round matchup.
Monroe, over to Dick. Over to Williams. Williams in trouble. May drives baseline, he gets it. Wow, these Mays can play. How many times have we said that tonight?
Not enough, apparently, because every time we say it, they end up doing something even better the next time we have to bring it up. Casey May, great drive. We've seen that a couple times. He loves going to that baseline, finishing with the inside hand so it doesn't give the opponent enough time to come back on it and block it. And it's just a three-point ball game. If Palatine has really struggled defensively these last couple of minutes, but I don't really think it's their fault. It's just been a lot of great shots from this Metamora team that normally would not fall for other squads that are in the Jack Tosh.
Absolutely, TJ. And with that, we're going to step aside for a short break. Don't go anywhere. York Sports Network here. Welcome back to the South Gym. Tale of two different stories. It looks like Palatine was going to win this one. They were up 10 just a few moments ago, but the Matthew Zobrist takeover has changed this game.
A huge defensive possession here for Palatine. They need a stop here.
Who are they going to go to? Matthew Zobrist launches a three and knocks it down. Matthew Zobrist is on fire.
21 points for this kid. Started this quarter at 6. 15 fourth quarter points.
Picked off by Greaves. Greaves, coast to coast on Dick, lays it up and in. Dick is unbelievable. Time for desperation. They need a bucket. They foul. Smart play by Ramage.
Yeah, they need to start fouling. And I know that sounds weird because they're the team in the lead, but they got some shooters on this Palatine team, and that's the last thing they need is a three ball going down for Palatine to make this a 4-point game. Or sorry, rather 5-point game.
Here's the three from May. Air ball. And the Redbirds have it. They're looking to hold this one out. Zobrist breaks the press all by himself. Holding on to the ball, he wants the free throws, and he's gonna get them.
Holy moly.
And the stage is set if this continues. Rolling Meadows versus Metamora. What a matchup. The two left-handed snipers. Militage versus Zobrist.
Not to mention, that's our last two champions. Last year, Metamora winning it, and the year before, Rolling Meadows. And that's going to do it here. Metamora somehow finds a way to win.
And what a game for Metamora. They find a way to get it done. 63-55 is your final. I'm Christian McQuade, alongside me, TJ Silkaitis. We got a post-game interview coming up with Matthew Zobrist and Coach Dame. Thank you for all tuned in. Make sure to stay tuned in for this interview. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Right now, the coach has their guys in the locker room talking about that fantastic win, so make sure to stay tuned for the next 5 minutes. We'll have it coming up eventually. Thank you. All right, I'm here with Matthew Zobrist. The clutch gene, they say it lives in you. How about that fourth quarter? You had around 8 points going into that. What went through your mind and those fourth quarter heroics? Man, you got to tell us about that.
Coach just told me to take over the game. I was playing kind of contempt. I wasn't really shooting my shots when I was open. They weren't closing me out like I thought they would, so then I just got in the middle and just take over.
Yeah. And a guy like Ashton Greaves stepping up tonight, even with a guy like Jonah Funk going out tonight, how did Ashton step up for you guys? He had a big scoring column, but also in the rebounds, the defense, the steals, just making plays. Talk about his hard work.
Yeah, obviously he works hard every day in practice. He's guards probably their best guard every game too, so he's working his ass off on the defense too, and obviously some huge plays too, shooting the ball.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck. That was Matthew Zobrist. Metamora gets this one done in a tight game. Thank you for tuning in. You are watching York Sports Network. I've been Christian McQuade. And now joining me, we have Coach Dame. Coach, you had a ton of players step up tonight in that fourth quarter. Just talking to Matthew, you told him to take over. What were those words in the huddle before that 7-point straight comeback?
I told him you got to show up tonight. We need you. You're the best player, the best offensive player in the state of Illinois, and you're nowhere to be found in the first half.
Exactly, Coach. And then you got a guy like Ashton Greaves stepping up when you need it the most. He had a big time, like scoring the ball, but also making the hustle plays, the steals, guarding the best player. Tell me about how all the hard work that kid has put in and how it came through.
That kid's a grinder, man. It's our old head coach's grandson, so he's lived in the gym for the last 4 years. I'm really happy to see him have such a big game. The way he shot the ball helped open up the paint a little bit for Matthew to go to work and Brady to score down there. And the way he defended, a couple of those steals that he got really changed the game. He was awesome.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach, for your time.
Thanks so much, guys.
Take
Great
care.
job.
Good luck. That was Coach Dame of the Metamora Redbirds. What a win it was. A great comeback. Metamora moves on to the Elite Eight. You've been watching York Sports Network.